Ladies and gentlemen, it's me, James Sweeney, coming at you this Tuesday afternoon from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. And U.S. stocks, they're on the upside this afternoon, more than 200 points. This due mostly in part to a bounce in oil prices, leading the way for a bounce in stocks. And speaking about bouncing, I think it's almost time for me to bounce out of here because it's nearly 4 o'clock. The market's there about to close. It's time to relax and possibly grab yourself a drink. You know why? Because it's happy hour in the Big Apple. Now, U.S. stocks, they're higher this Tuesday afternoon right here on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, due mostly in part to a rebound in oil prices, as well as the release of key earnings reports. Now, crude oil is where we're going to begin at first. Right now, up more than 3.5% to trade near $31 a barrel. This after plunging 5.75% just yesterday. Now, the gains coming in amid news that OPEC is making renewed calls for its rival producers to cut supply alongside its own members. In addition, moving the markets today, well, mostly moving them tomorrow as well. The FOMC kicking off its two-day meeting today and releasing its statement Wednesday afternoon. That's tomorrow, and no changes in rates is expected, but investors, they will be following the statement for future rate signals. Meanwhile, on the economic data front, we had a ton of figures released. We had flash market services PMI for January coming in at a read of 53.7. Consumer confidence, that was up slightly to 98.1, and the Richmond Fed Manufacturing Index came in at a read of 2. This versus 6 from the month previously. And there was also a ton of housing data released today. We had S&P Case-Shiller 20 City Composite rising a total of 5.8% year over year in November, beating expectations. And we also had the November FHFA Housing Price Index rise a total of 0.5% from the previous month. Now, you team all of this and you have yourself a session now you combine all of this and you have yourself a session right now where the U.S. dollar is lower, you have gold up, and there is also a massive decline in the Chinese Shanghai Composite, where right here on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, we have a total of 5 stocks advancing for every decliner. Let's take a look now to see how the markets have been shaping up to close out the second trading session of the trading week. And lastly, on the corporate front, Apple shares in the headlines today as it is scheduled to report its earnings after the closing bell. And with that stated, it's time to kick back, relax, grab yourself a drink. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And on a quick sports entertainment note, if you didn't see it, I highly recommend you watch it. I was at work all night, and the Great One returned home, and it was hilarious. The road to WrestleMania begins, everybody. From ModernWallStreet.com, I smell what you're cooking, Mr. Rock. I'm James Sweeney.